Numbers 14:36 through 38. Meanwhile, the men who had been dispatched by Moses to spy out the land, and who, on their return, had prompted the entire assembly to grumble against him by starting a whispering campaign against the land. These very men who had spread this mental report to the land died from a sudden plague before the Lord. Joshua the son of Nun and Caleb the son of Jephunneh alone survived those men who had gone to spy out the land. Meanwhile, the men who had... Okay. Now, it describes it earlier. There's one man from each tribe. Joshua was from the tribe of Benjamin. Pretty sure. Let's check. No, he's from the tribe of the son of Nun, from the tribe of Benjamin, yep. And Caleb was from the tribe of, let's see, Ashgar. So, the tribe of Benjamin is where King Saul comes from. The tribe of Ashgar, the most well-known person really is Caleb. But the fact is with these other 10 in his story. These 10 troublemakers caused Israel to have to wander for 40 years in the wilderness. They caused them to go wandering. They caused a lack of faith. And these 10 men only stated the truth, but they didn't have the faith to see past what was real and see what Joshua and Caleb saw. Yes, there was giants in them lands, and the land was great, and the Lord would give them that land if they were willing to take it. Because of the 10 spies' lack of faith, Israel doesn't conquer the land with this generation. Because of the lack of faith, it's spread. We should live out like a Caleb or Joshua, trusting in the Lord. Joshua and Caleb were the only men to come out of Egypt and go into the promised land. There may have been kids, there were kids and children, and maybe women who did that, but there were only 2 grown men. They came out as men, and they went as older men. The rest, there may have been 40-year-olds, may have been 50-year-olds. The fact is, there may have been there were kids that came out. And by the time they came to the promised land, they were men. But these 2, because of they had faith, they got to the promised land. They also showed loyalty. Because Joshua and Caleb could have just went to the promised land and took it. Because they had strong enough faith to take it on their own. They had strong enough will, but they showed loyalty to Moses and to the tribes by staying there and wandering 40 years. They shared in their punishment. Christ shared in our punishment. He took our punishment. He became part of this world. It kind of mirrors that, what they did. Now the 10 die from a sudden plague. The Lord smites them. We're not to stand against the Lord. And these were chosen people. They just did not have the faith. We don't have the faith. People who don't have the faith will be destroyed. They might not, everybody dies. But people without faith will face hell. They'll face the wrath of God, the plagues to come. But because of this loyalty, Joshua and Caleb enter the promised land. They make their way to it. And they lead. Because of their age, they become leaders. We should look to our leaders. Look to men of faith for leadership. Not men of the world. Not men of doubt like the 10. But we should listen to men. Look to men of faith for leadership. Joshua and Caleb met this because they had faith. Joshua and Caleb led Israel. But oftentimes, with great leadership, there comes some that put too much focus. And these other 10 may have been great leaders, but they were not men of faith. So they listened to the 10. Instead of the 2 that said, God will take us. If we trust in God, He will take us.